Hey guys, Dondi Sanchez here with IPGRentals.com, and today we're going to be talking about what's in the bag. All coming up right after this. All right guys, so what's in the bag? Most of you guys probably already know, but these are the DJI Mic 2s. I got to be honest with you, we just recently bought these maybe a few months ago. We put them right to the test, and they definitely passed with flying colors. There are a couple of pros and cons which we'll get into, but most of you know already a lot about these, but we're just going to give you what comes with ours. We do have the combo kit, and we have some other additional accessories depending on what you need for your project. So in this one, it comes in this, we have two of these, so a total of 4 mics, and it comes in this nice soft case. And trust me, this is not an unboxing, but in this case, this is really all you need right here. And in this case, when you open it up, what you're going to see is 2 transmitters right here. You're going to see the receiver. And then all this, what I really like about the case is, check it out, if it opens, which it really won't just open on its own because it's kind of like magnetic, and you have to press this button right here to really open it. But check it out, let's say it falls out of your bag or you're walking or whatever, you drop it by accident, right? You'll never even lose anything. Even if you open it up, it's pretty cool because everything is magnetically in there. But going into it, right? Let me move this to the side here now, just so you guys can see, right? So in here, like I said, you will see 2 magnetic receivers, right? Or mics, whatever you're gonna call them. We're gonna call them mics for this, so now I don't have to keep saying receiver. But the 2 mics that come with it, very easy to use. You could use them several different ways. You could use it like this, where you just clip it onto you, which I honestly hate, I'm gonna be honest with you. You can use the magnetic, which is super strong magnetic piece right here, which I kind of like better, because what you can do is you can put it in here in your collar, right? And put it right here just like this, and now you're hiding the mic, right? You still get good sound, good quality sound, and you don't see that big old clunky thing here, which I'm not dissing all the creators out there, but people that do that, as a professional, I don't like it. But it's your prerogative on what you want to do with it, right? And then the other part that we do have, which is, it doesn't come with it when you rent it, but we have it. It comes with we do have the DJI lavalier mics that come with it, that you could just plug it in here, and if you want to have it on, and you could hide it and just put it here. Now, from what we tested and the way we used it, we actually think it works better and it sounds better without the lavaliers, but that's my 2 cents. It doesn't mean what you can do in post to try to fix it, but that's just what we think about it, right? On the mics, the way to power them up is very easy. All you have to do is press this button right here on the side, right? And it'll turn right back on, right? So, all right, so I put it back in here so you can just see when you first open it what you're gonna see. So when you open it, right, just like that, you have your 2 mics and your receiver, and you're gonna see some indicators. All right, so on the top indicator, you're going to see your mic for this side. You're going to see your battery indicator for your mic on the left. You're going to see your battery indicator for the receiver, and then you're going to see your battery indicator for your mic on the right. And then on the bottom of it, right, it also tells you how many hours you have on that battery. So if you're going out and you're doing a quick shoot, or you're doing something that might take an hour, at least you know, okay, well, I have enough battery for this. The other thing that's cool about this case is that as long as they're in here and the case is charged, your whole system is charging all at once. Very good thing that DJI put into this. One of the other pros that I really like about this is that when you go on here, they made these mics that you could also internally record, which is a huge plus. For example, we bought these mics, believe it or not, specifically for one project. We didn't even own them. But we were originally going to have an audio guy and 2 cameras, and we were worried about, because it was very run and gun, very guerrilla style. it was a pilot for a reality show. And we were worried about the audio because if there were 7 people and if they just all scattered all over the place and we really couldn't cover, we didn't want to miss anything. We were worried about what we were going to do, so we did some research and we came up with these. Now, we already owned the Rhodes right here, which I'll get into as well later on, but we chose to go with the DJIs, one, because the ISO track records. So that way, if they were out of range or they missed something, that we knew we had it internally in the records on the card, which is a huge plus. That is a major selling item for me right now. And I know that the Rhodes do it now, but prior to a lot of other mics out there, they didn't have it. So big plus for DJI, and I'm glad that you guys added that. One of the other things that DJI added too on this one is that it had they came up with an AI software in there. So it automatically cleans up your audio as well. So let's say you're in a loud ambient area. You click on the monitor with the speaker with the slash through, and then it has this these little lines on it, which we'll show you on the screen. You put that on that mode, it automatically means that the AI filters on there for you, and it cleans up your audio dramatically. So I know you could even take it in post and put it through, I think it's voice AI, and it'll clean up as well, but why not do it from the jump? That way it saves you time in post as well. All right, so one of the other things I like about this whole system is that, look at how small it is. This can go right on your camera, DSLR, FX6, FS9, Komodo, whatever you have with a cold shoe. I mean, you put it on there, it doesn't weigh anything. And honestly, that's the main reason we bought the Rhodes originally, was because I wanted it for our Ronin S3s and things like that. So anything that doesn't take a lot of weight on a gimbal, as most of you gimbal owners know, you don't want weight. So this is perfect for that. So you could send a quick scratch track if an audio guy puts the receiver in the bag or something like that, and sends you a scratch track to your gimbal. You have everything right there. We also used it too on a cruise ship job, and some of it was promotion and commercial, but not a lot of it, but some of the shoots one day was all one-man band run and gun. So we just threw on one of these with the host right to his camera, and it was great. It worked out no problem. Audio was fine, no issues, especially with the internal record. Now, another good plus of this whole system here, let's say you are on a shoot out in, I'm just gonna use our example on the run and gun shoot. These guys were out in the woods. At any time that these mics might lose link or something like that, or it might not see the feed or anything like that to the camera, very easy to relink your receiver to your transmitter to the receiver. All you do is put it back in the case, right here, boom, lock it, right? Or you don't even have to lock it, just put it back in, and it's gonna come back up when it's relinked. Very, very simple and easy to use on the linking system. I don't even think the guys had issues with relinking. What they did say was the range part, which I'll get into a little bit later, okay? Some of the accessories that we have as that you could rent separately once you rent this, if you need it, is we wanted we kind of covered our butts in every way we could with audio on this reality show pilot. So not only did we have ISO track records when we're recording inside the mics, we also recorded to the cameras. So what we had to get was left and right XLRs with the 3.5 mini. So what you would do is from your receiver, you would come here, right? Plug in right to your out. Think of it like your AF out. And then you would plug these right into your camera that have XLR inputs. Then you would have left and right. Which brings me to another thing I forgot to mention. One of the things I really like about these two is that there's 3 different modes that you can record in. You can record in stereo mode, which gives you left and right. You have mono, and then you have mono S, right? So the mono S, basically what that does, if you're recording one track and you set your VU meters to what you want, let's say -20, which is pretty standard, right? If you do mono S, it'll automatically record a separate track that'll be a couple dBs lower, meaning so it'll cover your butt just in case you might have a hot or something gets overmodulated or just peaks over too much. You could use that second track because it'll never go over. It'll never peak on you, which I like that, because for audio, you always want to cover your butt every which way you can, especially if you're a one-man band, which most people that use these are content creators or YouTubers, you know. So those are great add-ons that DJI put into this. All right, so let's talk about the receiver now. So I take out the receiver, and I'm gonna take out the two mics, all right? Automatically, because I already have the mics on, you see that both mics come up, and they come up left and right, because if you look on the top left corner, it says S for stereo. So remember, you're gonna have a left channel and a right channel, channel 1, channel 2. And then what you're gonna look at right next to us, you might say, well, what's that +9? So one thing that we found out after researching it, so you can go into the settings in the receiver and tell it what camera you have. So then DJI kind of made these presets. So if you have a Sony or a Canon or anything else, once you put that preset in, it automatically gives a preset of a gain. And then from there, if you don't like that, you can go in the gains and mess with it. But that's what that +9 is. The other thing you see is, like we said before, that indicator that you see there, that battery indicator on the left-hand side, that is for your channel 1 mic. And then the one on the battery there, you'll see channel 2 mic indicator. So you see that you have full batteries. One thing about these batteries too, just to let you know, it takes about 2 full hours to fully charge this full system in the case, just in case you needed to know that. All right, and they normally last pretty much all day, I would probably say. Depending on how much use you get out of them, you can pretty much run these all day depending on how long your shoot is, which is a very good thing. Going back to the receiver, what I was telling you guys about the AI, voice thing that cleans up your background for ambient, so it just gives you nice clean voice of your talent, and pretty much I don't want to say compresses, because it doesn't, it just cleans it up. If you compress it, it usually sounds tinny. So remember what I told you guys about the AI feature that it has on there? It's actually a noise canceling on the mic, and the way you could tell which mic has it or make sure you have it on is on the receiver, right by the R, you see that little signal with the lines going vertical. That means that my channel 2 mic has the noise cancellation AI already on recording. And if you would just want to put it on your other one, on your other mic, all you got to do is press the power button one more time, and you see it pop up on the left side. Watch, I'm going to shut it off, and I'm going to turn it back on. So it's that simple to get these things on the noise cancellation. And that all depends on your environment, on how noisy it is. One of the other things is I told you about the internal recording. Now, a good way to get the internal recording, if you just press the record button one more time, you'll link or you'll start the internal record on the mic as well as if you're feeding into your camera or whatever. If you go into another good way to get into the menu system, which this menu system is very easy to use, is this scroll wheel right here. So what you'll see is if I press the scroll wheel, I can go through, and since I have it selected, I'm changing the gain that I told you it has. So like I said, these have presets once you select what camera you have, but if you want to go up and down on it, you would just press it right here, and you can change. You see the number on the top left changing. It's on +9, +8, +7, I'm going up and down. All right. And then if you select if you want to just change certain things on whatever mic you're dealing with, right? If I press it and press it again and press it again, it'll just take you through, tab you through where you want to get to. So this receiver is very easy to use. Another good thing I like about it is that it has this cold shoe right here, all right? So if you put it on there, depending on your camera, right? So if you're looking at it, I'm shooting this when I'm standing behind the camera. My VU meters are right in front of me, right? And if you're standing on the side, you could just put it this way and you'll see the VU meters this way, right? If you're a one-man band and you're talking in front of the camera like that, and you need to make sure you're recording, you want to see your VU meters, point it that way. And you can see everything that's happening right in front of you. Now, let's say you want to just work with the left-hand side of channel 1 on your mics through the receiver, right? So if you scroll up here, you see the menu, the screen change, right? So it's telling me my transmitter 1 is recording on internal, right? And then if I want to mute it real fast, and let's say your talent's far and you don't want to hear them anymore, right? And you just want to mute their channel, all you got to do is go to your channel 1, go to the speaker symbol and press it, and it'll mute it. If you want to unmute it, just like that, that's simple. If you want to take the AI feature off, just press it there and the AI feature is off. Okay, now, and then if you want to get back, you scroll back down and you go back to your main menu. And the same thing for channel 2. If you just scroll up, now you have the same features for channel 2. All right, one more thing I want to talk to you about the transmitters. So on the side here, you're going to see a yellow light, right? And in this yellow light, sometimes it's green. Let's call it yellowish green, or they call it green on the website, so I'll call it green here. But there's this light. Basically, just by looking at it, you will know the status of your transmitter. All right, guys, let me talk to you about the linking, just to make sure you know that your transmitters are linked. You'll see these green buttons. If you see these green buttons, you automatically know that these transmitters are linked to this receiver. And remember what I said, if they ever fall out of link, all you got to do is pop them back in here in your case, put them back in, and they'll relink themselves. Another great option, which I totally remembered just now, was that, so we also have a Pocket Osmo 3. And you know how the Pocket Osmo 3 combo also comes with a microphone. You can actually put that into here and link your mic from your Osmo with this receiver. Big plus, I love it. And the only downfall is that, unfortunately, this receiver could only accept 2 transmitters at a time. So you can't have 3 people mic'd up. But I just thought about this. What you can do is, if you have your Osmo as well, you can ISO record that and in post, fix it later and put it in there and mix it up with these 3, and then you got your 3 mics and you're all set. So there's that. On the other side of the transmitter, you have this blink, or this indicator light here. Now, if I press the record button, you're going to see it record there. You just saw it on the receiver, channel 1's recording, and watch channel 2. And then you're going to see these 2 indicators, these red lights here, are showing you it's recording there. So you could tell just by looking at your talent if they have this sticking out and you're not near your receiver. But on the receiver, you'll see it here on the red square around channel 1, channel 2. And if I press stop here, you'll see channel 1 go stop, and you'll see channel 2 stop. Now, here's a whole other list just for you to explain to you what these indicator lights mean. All right, guys, now I want to talk about the 2 mics that are the most popular ones out there, especially for a lot of content creators, which we said before, the Rode mic, which we had prior, and the DJI Rode mic 2s. Now, these are not the Rode Go 2 Pros. These are the Rode Go 2s, and I think the only difference is that the Pros come with a carrying case, and they kind of, believe it or not, they kind of copied the DJI's, what I think they did, but that's just what I think. But I want to give you a couple of pros and cons to both of these, and then you guys can make your decision on what works best for your production that you guys are going to do. So both of these mics, the DJI Mic 2 and the Rode mics, they both record in 32-bit float. Now you might say, what's 32-bit float? 32-bit float, what that means, it just gives you a much broader range on the audio. So if let's say it might be peaking a little hot, you have so much room in post to bring it down or do what you got to do to manipulate it to get good audio. So most of the time on your settings, what you want to do is make sure you have 32-bit float on your settings. Now, the DJI mics only record 8 gigs or 10 hours of 32-bit float, while the Rode mics has 32 gigs, which equals to about 40 hours of 32-bit recording, which is a huge difference. So that's something to think about if you, depending on what your project is. If it's just a quick run and gun shoot, then that doesn't matter. But if you have hours upon hours, or let's say it's a corporate event or something like that, and you just need a lot of time recording, then you might want to go with the Rode mic. The DJI mic has 6 hours of battery life, and the Rode mic has 7 hours of battery life. The Rode mic also has time code, so if you're editing using time code, that is a huge plus. That is I wish DJI added time code, and hopefully maybe they will in the future. All right, now let's talk about one of the most important things, range, the distance and how far your talent can go without getting dropouts or losing audio. Now remember, both of these mics both have internal record, so you have that, but let's say you weren't doing that, or you forgot. So DJI and Rode both say that they can go up to 260, 250 meters, which is about 820 to 830 feet. I'm gonna tell you right now, none of them do that at all. Our guys on the field tested them, especially on this reality show, and they both said that they got about 250 feet. Line of sight, which is a very, very big deal here, because let's say you're recording behind them and you're watching, people go or whatever, that body is interfering with it. It's not really line of sight. So it could actually lessen it a little more now as well. So just remember, 250 feet is line of sight, you seeing it, that you being able to see the transmitter, not with their back turned towards you. Huge, huge thing. So think about that, because that'll really determine what mic really works for you. I'm gonna tell you, because even with us, when we're using our regular bag with Electros or Sony mics or anything like that, I mean, we're probably getting around the same amount of distance, 250, 260 feet, or the audio guy might have paddles or something like that, or might have to go closer to talent. So I just want to let you know, don't go by what Rode or DJI says about the true distance, because it's just not true. You're getting about a quarter of what they're actually saying you can get. All right, guys, so that's all the information we have on the DJI mics. We hope you really enjoyed the video. And remember, if you have any experience whatsoever about either of these two mics, please leave a comment below so that way we could all learn from each other. And remember, IPGRentals.com, our gear, your vision.